Hello, I'm Lowell Martin, and this is MCC Today. Get ready. On today's show, we have Jessi, Beckman, Tucker Atkinson, Tariah, Mouton, and Michael Shirley. You're going to like this show. We are GMO approved.
Thank you to the teachers for encouraging me when I wasn't sure where to start, for seeing my potential even when I didn't, for inspiring me to reach farther and try harder.
Thank you, MCC. You helped me change my future.
Find your wings at MCC.
We are here with the absolutely wonderful Miss Jessi Beckman. How are you doing today?
Very good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, first off, let me just say that I ambushed her earlier to say, hey, I want you to be on the show. I want you to talk about this. And she was hesitant because, you know, she is a very shy person. She really is. But you agreed to do that because she is my good friend, and I appreciate that. So welcome. Now, you are the math lab coordinator.
Yes.
Am I correct? Okay, and how long have you had that position?
So I started in 2019.
Okay.
So yeah, it's really flown. I really enjoy it. I
You
love
have a
helping
really
the
wonderful
students.
Boss too.
Yes.
From what I understand.
Yes, the master of the universe.
There you go. There you go. The math lab technically is inside the Student Success Center in Montgomery Hall. But what does the math lab do?
So it's a resource center for students who need help with math. So any MCC students that are taking a math class can come and get tutored. They can get one-on-one help. But particularly the enhanced college algebra or enhanced intermediate algebra, they're required.
What does enhanced mean?
It's just in between.
Okay.
It's like a stepping stone to get to the next, college algebra, which is the end goal. Because a lot of programs require college algebra.
And in fact, a lot of programs, the highest level of math they require is college algebra.
Right.
So once you get that done, you are through.
Right.
Okay.
But for those students who maybe aren't ready or they're just not there yet, they aren't ready for college algebra, they can take enhanced and get to that point where they can take it and pass and then go on to get other classes for their program. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so are they required to have an hour of lab every week?
Yes. The enhanced ones are required to come and get 1 hour a week in the math lab. And they sign in at the front, so we scan your ID, and it tracks your time so that we know you got an hour in the math lab every week.
Because that's part of their grade.
Right. It's a participation,
Okay.
you know.
And when they come in for that hour, they're working on their stuff for the class, right? It's not like you're throwing in all this other stuff, you know, as a lab or something like that, but you're actually there to help them get through the material for that class and do well in the class.
Right. And it's a great resource because a lot of students need that extra help, or they feel weird about raising their hand in class and they would rather just talk to someone one-on-one. And so I'm there to help them through that. And also we have math tutors in addition to me.
We do.
So if I'm tied up with a student, they can step in and help other students, you know.
And most of the questions that we have are basic, intermediate, or college algebra. You know, that takes care of, I think, 85 or 90% of the students that we see. There are the occasional trig. Now, you tutor in trig as well, don't you?
Yes, and that is something new that I've added just since this summer. So I refreshed my knowledge on that, and now I feel very confident in tutoring it, and I will be adding that to my repertoire.
Now, because in addition to being the math lab coordinator, as needed, you also will tutor in math. So if someone comes in and needs some additional help, you are there and you're available in addition to our other math tutors. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how can you be unsure whether or not you need help, but are unsure or hesitant to come to the math lab or to come to the Success Center? What would you say to them?
I would just tell them to come on. I mean, we're very friendly and welcoming, and they won't feel intimidated. We're there for the students, and we love to help them. And because you're in the Success Center. You're the director, so
I live there.
But
yes.
it's just a very laid-back, friendly atmosphere, and we never make a student feel like they're stupid or I mean, we understand not everyone knows everything.
Sure.
We didn't know everything starting out, so it's just a good resource, and I would encourage them to just come on.
Why do you think so many young people and people in general, so much of the population now just seems to have a great deal of math anxiety? It's like that as soon as you say math, or particularly algebra, or you say calculus, anything like that, they're like, oh no, can't do that, no.
It's interesting to me because I think it's a confidence thing. Okay. I think that's been my experience with tutoring. It's like they feel inferior or I can't do this. It's a lot of negative self-talk, and I have to kind of work through that with them and say, no, you can do anything you put your mind to if you believe you can do it. And so that's a huge part of what I love doing, because just to see that change in a student, and the light bulb goes off and they feel confident about it, that's priceless to me.
And it takes a while to develop confidence in something, but I was at a meeting, and the career and technical side, and they were talking about welding and all of this, and they say, we do algebra, we do geometry, but we can't call it that, because as soon as you call it that, students are like, oh, can't do that.
Yeah.
It's very odd to me.
But
because
if you don't label it as that, they're like, okay, well, let me see. And they just give it a try. But it's funny, the aversion that people have. And I think it's growing up feeling like you have to get everything right. And if you don't have the right answer, you're going to get, bullied or
people
mocked.
People point and laugh at you.
Yeah. And I think it's sad, but it's the truth. And, we need to be more comfortable with getting it wrong and just seeing what happens. And just, that's how you grow,
Is this what you tell your children? I'm serious. When you're pointing out and say you need math,
yes.
This is the argument I have with my grandchild now. I'm like, you need this.
Yes.
This is important.
Well, it's funny because my child is Jessi Jr. So she has no issues. She gets in there, she does her homework before she gets home, and I don't have to tell her anything. But I would tell her that if I needed to, So.
Now, you have the unique position of you were a tutor in the Success Center before you've come back as working here as a Math Lab coordinator. What was the biggest change or difference to you, coming back? Did you think about coming back and you're like, well...
No, actually, I had gone to school for business with accounting, and I got out in the workforce and I worked in accounting, both public and private, and I realized I hated it. Like, I was good at it, but I didn't have that, I wasn't helping anyone, directly. And I really missed that. And so as soon as I saw the position open, I said, that's for me. I just knew right away. So it was a very happy return.
Good. So if anyone is interested in making an appointment or coming to the Student Success Center, our number is 601-484-799. And please give us a call. Miss Jessi is there, I'm there, Miss McKee is there, and we are there to help as much as we possibly can. This is a wonderful addition to our MCC family. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Not essential. Never let anyone tell you that again. Never doubt your abilities to make a difference. How do I know this about you? Because I'm a teacher. I am the one who will push you harder and farther than you could have ever imagined. Teach you things that you never thought possible. And if you will give me 100%, then I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and together we will change your future. MCC, find your wings.
And we are here with Mr. Tucker Atkinson and Miss Tariah Mouton.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How are y'all doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Doing well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad
Now,
to be here.
you both are recruiting. Wait, what is your official title?
So we are both recruiting coordinators.
Recruiting coordinators, okay? And you've just joined the MCC family pretty
Yes,
much
sir.
very recently.
Yes, sir.
How's everything going?
Everything pretty much going good. You know, I can say for both of us, we're glad to be here. That's the main thing. And just pretty much the events and stuff we got going on, everything's going good.
So y'all are pretty much a part of most all of the events.
Yes,
get
we
extra
pretty
money
much
for
went
it?
there.
No, unfortunately, we don't get extra money for it. But,
Darn it, darn it, darn it. But now recruiting, what exactly is it that you do?
So we handle kind of the on-the-ground portion of student affairs.
Okay.
So we go out to high schools, we talk to high school seniors, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and we try to get them to come on campus and see what we have going on.
Okay.
We host events, like I said, at high schools. We also host some on-campus events on Fridays called Eagle Experiences, where we'll bring a high school in, about 30 to 40 kids. We'll feed them lunch, we'll play some games, give them a tour, and just kind of let them see how a day in the life on campus is.
Okay, and this is, okay, look, you know, we are in the education business. It is education, but it is a business. We got to have students.
Right.
Yeah.
So you are our first line of getting the
Yes.
students.
Right.
Basically,
Okay.
we go out there from high schools as far as Northeast, West Lauderdale, just the local community schools, and we get them, even adults. So, yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty much our job to bring them in.
Okay, so you want to bring them in, and because, you know, and I have said this so many times, I've said it repeatedly, in my heart, I truly believe that MCC is one of the best community colleges in not just the state, but in the country. You know, so I think if once we are able to get them here and show them what we do, your job should not be difficult.
No.
Yeah, it's not at all. That's the easy part. When they get here, the hard part done. So.
Okay, okay. Now, do you? I know you go to events at the local schools. Okay. Do y'all have anything to do with dual enrollment? Do you give information out about that, or is it just, you know, come to the campus? I'm just curious.
We can. There's several rack cards about it.
Okay.
But our biggest thing is getting kids enrolled, incoming freshmen.
Okay.
So getting kids on campus, ready to start college.
Do you find that students are hesitant to come to a community college and they want to go directly to the four-year college experience?
Yes, I have, especially with these local kids, there's a ton of them that have this stigma about community colleges where I go to a community college because one, I can't afford a four-year school, or two, I'm not
was
smart
me.
enough to. I'm here to tell you both those are false.
Right.
I had a high enough ACT to go off, I had enough scholarship money to go off, but I wasn't ready. I came here, I did my 2 years, and I found out that coming here and doing that helped me grow as a person. I met new people, I had new experiences, and I also was paid by the college to go here. I had a refund check every semester.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was in the Honors College, I was in PTK, so when I get a kid on campus and I tell them my story like this, it helps kind of destroy some of that stigma of, hey, smart kids can come here too, kids that have enough money to go to the place and come here too and thrive and come out even better than if they would have just gone off to a 4-year to start.
And I will say, did you have the same experience?
Yeah, I pretty much, like how he said, whenever students come, we pretty much just tell our experience. I did 2 years at Pearl River Community College, and then I went off to William Carey, and that's a university, but
Would you have been ready for William Carey or for another university, a four-year university, right out of high school?
I have to say no, because I pretty much, like how you said, I like the fact that you being on a small campus, it's not really hard to find your classes or, you know, to meet new people versus being at a big school and, you know, you sitting in a classroom with 500 and stuff students. Like, I like to have that one-on-one connection with my teacher. So going to a 2-year school or community college, like, gave me, you know, I was good there. I found myself home on campus.
And I do not know how many times it has happened where someone went directly off and they were not ready for it. And they come back the next semester, they come back to us and they have like a 0.2 GPA because they were not ready for it. And it's not, you know, it delays their beginning their life, you know, unfortunately. But, you know,
it prepares you. Like
Yes.
I feel like going to a 2-year school, it prepares you for the next level. So when you pretty much go to a 2-year school and get the, you know, an environment and everything of a community college or a college period, whenever you graduate and go off to that university, then it's better. Like at least you know what you're getting yourself into versus jumping out there in high school and I'm at this big school with a lot of opportunities and a lot of people not disciplined enough to, you know, get on that campus and handle business.
I know I wasn't.
I know a lot of people.
I was not, and I came here specifically because I know myself to know I am. You don't know this. You don't know me well yet, but I am a social creature. If there's anything going on anywhere, I want to be there. And I knew that would prevent me from getting my education in a timely fashion. And that's what we want our students to be able to do is come, because you don't want to be in school for 50 million years. I'm sorry, you don't. Most people, they're like, tell me what I need to do so I can get my diploma and get out there and start my life and make good money.
Right.
You know, do you have that? And I will say this, another thing about a community college is sometimes when you don't know what you want to be and you don't, you know, go to a community college where you can see different things and you can afford it.
Yeah.
That's right. I can attest to that. As somebody that changed their major 2 or 3 times throughout college, getting here and starting here, every college freshman is going to take basically the same classes. So coming here not knowing really exactly what I wanted to do, I took my basics for way cheaper than it would have been had I gone to Mississippi State or Southern Miss straight out and taken those same basics, not knowing what major I wanted to go into.
Yeah.
Well, y'all said that you go to the local schools. Do y'all have anything to do with people who are homeschooled? Do y'all you know, go out to see any of those yet, or is
So
that?
to go with those kids, those are the kids we really try to bring onto campus for those Eagle experiences. Let them play these games, let them tour campus.
I think we actually have one of our recruiters, he was homeschooled, right?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. So if someone who's watching is interested in you know, maybe scheduling, you know, a group to come, how do they go about getting in touch with you?
So they could contact me or Tariah. My email is tatkinso@meridiancc.edu. My phone number is 601-581-3550. Or y'all can contact our boss, Mandy Hurt, at mhurt@meridiancc.edu.
Yeah, and as far as me, if you want to get in contact with me, my email is Mouton, that's TMOUTON, @meridiancc.edu.
And I'm sorry, and your phone number?
Phone number,
Excuse me.
call Tucker.
Call this number. Okay.
I'm new and couldn't figure out my phone number yet, but you get in touch with one of us,
That's right,
yes,
it's coming.
and we both can help you.
And pretty much, when people call and want to tour campus or anything like that, they're not going to have to wait a long time to do it. You do it pretty.
No.
Okay.
And with individual tours coming up, since we have school starting, we have roughly 30 Ivy League recruiters. Those are our student recruiters. So one of those 30 we have them set off based on hour to hour.
Okay.
And we have one recruiter for that hour, so you'll come schedule a time and you'll get your tour. You don't have to wait in a line, don't have to worry about them being backed up. We have roughly 30 of them. We can give 30 tours.
Yeah, and there's no wait at all. We check our email daily.
Excellent, excellent. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
I appreciate it. I'm going to have you on so we can continue talking about how this journey is going.
Look forward to it.
We'll be right back.
Meridian Community College. For more than 75 years, we've helped students soar. Establishing the first tuition guarantee program in Mississippi, we put our students first, while creating pathways into the workforce and offering a seamless transition to a 4-year degree. Now is the time to find your purpose and register today, because those who move forward never get left behind. MCC, find your wings.
And we are here, and we have Mr. Mike Shirley. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Now, you are the instructor for the construction trades program.
Correct.
And you're also program coordinator. You're
Correct. Yes, I am the guy. They have to look at my mug all week, so Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday. And y'all typically, you run classes from, is it the regular 8 to 4? Do y'all come in earlier?
7:30 in the morning. We take a lunch at 11 and come back at 12, and then we usually end out about 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Fridays they have off. A lot of guys we have are working in the field, so they'll actually go to work at 2:30, work till about 5, and then they'll work all day Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So
now, do you have, typically speaking, about how many students do you have per semester?
we start with anywhere from 15 to 20 students,
Okay.
but we usually graduate. They wash out or don't make it for whatever reason, anywhere from 10 to 12, 10 to 13. And I would say they all have jobs when they leave, but a lot of them don't stay in the industry. Now, whether they move on to something else. We had one guy, he got a better job offer from his old job at Sam's, and they moved him to manager. So it was kind of stupid for him to stay in the trade when they were offering him what they were offering him. But starting out around Meridian, you can make anywhere from $12 to $15 starting out.
Okay.
If you get out of town, that's where the money's at, because they start them out around 16. Within a month, they're making 17, 18 bucks an hour. They're getting their 40 hours a week. They get a hotel room, they get their food, they get a per diem, which is tax-free, so they get that every week on top of their paycheck. And then they work about another 20 or 30 hours.
Are there jobs out there?
There are currently in Mississippi, there are about 450,000 jobs in the construction-related fields, carpentry, electrical, across the board. They do not have the manpower to finish the jobs they're on.
Wow.
There's a metal stud framing company out of Mississippi, and they do a lot of metal stud framing for a lot of the commercial contracts. And he called me last year, a week after graduation, and he said, if you had 150 guys, I'd hire them right now.
Wow.
And the money's there. It's ridiculous money. They weren't paying this kind of money in '92 when I got out of high school. It was, just above minimum wage. You work your fingers to the bone, and maybe in 15 years somebody died and you got a promotion.
Right.
These kids now, when they graduate and get a job, they're on about a 5 to 7 year track. They can, pay their dues. It's hard work. It's hard. When it's hot, it's hot. When it's cold, it's cold. You're picking up heavy stuff. You got to have thick skin, because you're going to be called everything with your God-given name on your birth certificate. But once you make it through all that, you start, you find a foreman, he'll take you under his wing and he'll start teaching you the trade or whatever you're doing. And once they move up, the benefits are great, because they start getting their retirement benefits. They get health insurance, and then some of the promotions that they get, job foreman, job superintendent, a lot of that comes with a vehicle, a cell phone, a gas card, and all the things that come with it. So if they don't have a clean driving record, they don't get promoted.
Right.
So there's an incentive for them to actually be functioning human beings that contribute to society. Well, at the same time, if it weren't for guys like us,
right,
this wouldn't be here.
This is true. Now, do you only accept new students in the fall?
Yes, we accept in the fall. We run 2 semesters. So we
Okay.
do the fall, and then they graduate early May.
Are there any prerequisites to get into your program?
16 on the ACT is preferred. I have taken some guys with a high ACT score that were horrible in construction. I've taken another guy with a low ACT score, great with his hands, it could do anything. He was just terrible at taking tests. So you kind of got to feel the guys out. Sometimes they buffalo you. They tell you everything you want to hear, and they're just horrible people. Other people literally have no idea what they're talking about, and they turn in to be the best students. So sometimes it's kind of a crapshoot of what you're going to get, because a lot of kids aren't growing up today like I grew up, where you had a pair of pliers in your hand, and learning how to work tools and stuff. A lot of kids just don't do that. I got a kid last year that took my class because he liked building stuff in Minecraft. So
How did he end up doing?
He did good. He's one of the guys that he's on a bridge construction crew right now and worked all summer in the 100-degree heat.
Okay.
Soft as a dish rag, but but he would do anything, and that's the mentality you got to have.
What drew you to construction trades when you finished high school?
My dad was a contractor. I got out of school and I worked with him the week I graduated, and I told him I'd have another job at the end of the week, but it's just, I don't have to think about it. I like building stuff. I like being outside. I don't like being cooped up. The last 2 weeks, we've had workshop week. We've had, the conference.
Inside?
It drives me insane. I'm like
Yeah.
a caged rat.
Okay.
I got to be outside. I got to put stuff together,
Uh-huh.
and that's just the way my mind works.
Now, you've been here for 6 years
6
now?
years, correct.
Okay, how's it been?
It's been great. We are off main campus. We're in the old Walmart, the new workforce building, and I just have to say that place it runs like a Swiss clock. There's
Yes.
no drama down there.
Yeah.
Everybody comes to work. Most of us eat lunch together every day, all the instructors. It's not that hard to get us to work together, to collaborate. We're not in each other's business, but it's the typical, we kind of chide each other on, hey, did you check your emails? Because we're horrible at checking emails. We're just, you want us to build something, we'll go do it, but we do not want to sit in front of a computer all day. Give us a task or a mission, let us go do it and get it over with.
Well, if somebody's interested in construction trades, what do they need to do?
They need to come to main campus and go to admissions and talk to Deborah Nettles.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if she's in admissions or advising.
She's in advising.
But yeah, she's pretty much the flag on the ship. They got to go through her first. She knows more about the prerequisites to get in the program than I do. And I would have to say she's one of the hardest working people on campus.
She really is.
She's amazing. So she doesn't get as much credit as she needs.
But you can take up to, I think you said 16 to 20 new students every year?
Yeah, we usually cut it off just because it gets so crazy. And people think if you've got that many students, you should be able to get this much work done. But it's like you trying to run this production center with 20 people that have no idea what they're doing and trying to do something by a deadline. It's almost impossible. So you can actually do more stuff with less people if they're all going in the same direction, working on the same project. But when you got people that just literally have no idea what they're doing, they're a liability, a safety liability.
Yeah.
And so far, the 6 years I've been here, I can still count to 10 and 20, But, we haven't lost any fingers. We've had some cuts. We do work with saws. We do get splinters. It's going to happen, I don't want them wearing their Sunday clothes to school, but at the same time, don't come in looking like PETA at the end of Hunger Games. There's a happy medium. You've got work clothes.
Sure.
And that's what they're there for. But a lot of the guys I get are good. I've had a few girls that were exceptional. One, I think, is in college at Southern, going to construction management school.
Wonderful.
She was an animal. She could do anything a guy could do, yet on Sunday she cleaned up like every other woman at church. I mean, she just had a mindset on her, and if I had 20 of her, I would go into business.
There you go.
And that's just the way it is. We get a lot of girls. I don't think they understand exactly what we do because a lot of the nails break off, the eyelashes get torn into stuff. The hair doesn't need to be done when you come to my class because it's going to get sawdust all in it.
Right.
And if we don't have sawdust everywhere, we're not doing anything. That means we are doing nothing.
Well, listen, thank you so much for being on the show and talking about it. I hope to have you on again.
Perfect.
And if anybody is interested in construction trades, go talk to Deborah Nettles.
Deborah Nettles.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Since 1996, the MCC Foundation Tuition Guarantee Program has provided students an opportunity to find their potential. Thousands of students have benefited from the program. Over $6 million have been invested in the students who learn and live right here in our community. This program is funded by individuals and businesses who believe in our students, our families, and the economic impact of an education at Meridian Community College. Now is your chance to offer support. Give today at meridiancc.edu/give.
On behalf of executive producer Tanisha Clark, media specialist Josh Taylor, and me, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.